Yamaha wave runners can easily fish 2 people, so I've headed to Tauranga and I'm going to head out to Mere Island with Kelly Wibley, who is part of the Fisherchick group who actively promote and encourage women to get into fishing. The plan is to catch some liveys in Tauranga Harbour, and then we're going across to Mere Island to target kingies. When motoring out of a busy harbour, especially one like Tauranga, make sure you know the rules and stick to them. If another boat approaches from the opposite direction, make sure you keep to the right-hand side of the channel so that you pass port to port. Remember to stick to 5 knots and keep well clear of any large ships or port vessels. If you abide by the rules, everyone can operate safely in the same piece of water. As we headed out of Tauranga Harbour, we stopped at the wharfs to catch our live baits. When I'm looking for a new live bait spot, I look for areas of current with calmer eddies around the structure. But one thing I look for above all else is shags, and if they're diving, it'll be almost certain that there'll be liveys there. Oh, sounds like what he might have. There you go. Alright, car white. Oh. Come on. Yeah, well, they're starting to feed now. Get him. No, come on. We started to get the inquiries on our bait flies almost immediately. Whoa, 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 that was a goodie. Yep, here we go. As we drifted around the small area we had found, there were a number of different species of fish feeding in the area. Another species, but still not the right species. Well, that's it. Now just lift the tip and bring it to me. Oh, lost one. It's okay. Easiest thing is to grab the sinker, and then that holds everything tight, and then we can deal with everything else. What we really wanted though was some nice jack mackerel, or yellowtail as they're otherwise known. These little bait fish are like lollipops to kingfish, and are my favourite big fish bait. That is a beauty. Okay, so we'll get them straight in the live bait tank. It wasn't long before we were making our way out of the harbour on our 45-kilometre journey to Mere Island. Not far out of the harbour we noticed a disturbance and a school of kahawai on top of the swells in the distance. It was amazing how close the creatures of the sea will come to the wave runner. With its quiet 4-stroke engine, almost nothing is afraid of it. It makes encounters like this one quite regular and a very enjoyable experience. With plenty of live bait already in the tank, we decided to leave the kahawai to the seal and press on with our goal to get Kelly a kingfish. We've arrived at Mere. There's a lot of signs showing on the sounder, so we're going to get our jigs on and drop them down really quick. Come on, kingies. It's time. When going so far offshore, having a reliable weather forecast that you trust is important. Kelly and I had both been watching the forecast for the preceding few days, so we had enough confidence in its accuracy to venture well offshore. The jigging technique is pretty much drop down to the depth you want to drop down to, which is where the fish are. This coloured braid is every 10 metres, tells you the depth. So I'm at 40 metres. And you just drop, lift and wind, lift and wind, and just do that in a rhythm like this, and that works that jig back up to the surface, and hopefully a kingy gets it on the way. Come on, kingies. We tried jigging at a number of spots, and although we knew the kingies were there, we just couldn't get them to bite. The jigging's been a bit slow, so we're going to drop out a live bait, big jack mackerel. Just going to let them swim around. We've seen some other boats around us hooking up on the top on surface baits and poppers. So we'll let this guy swim around and see if we can get an inquiry. After letting the livey swim on its own for a bit, we thought we would tow it around to create more disturbance in the water and cover more ground. Towing the livey on the Wave Runner is easy. At idle speed and forward gear, the Wave Runner does around 2 knots, and if you want to go even slower, you can click it in and out of neutral. Little did we know that this tactic was exactly what was required to get the kingies to bite.
Oh, yep.
We saw the kingy attacking the livey on the surface and we got a solid hook up. Kelly had to hang on for all she was worth as the kingy stripped line off the reel against heavy pressure.
This is what we've been waiting for all day. All day we've been fishing, we've been jigging, we've been towing some live baits, and finally, the time's 4:20. We've still got an hour run in. We've finally hooked up. You can see that perfect technique for fighting a fish like this. It's a little bit long, this rod, for the ski. It's got a very long butt on it, which isn't ideal, but Kelly's got it tucked in. She's lifting and just winding on that downstroke. You never want to let that bend come out of the rod, because that's when the hook goes loose. Come on, Kelly. Nice. You can see how stable the jet ski still is. Oh, there's about 12 kilos of drag that Kelly's got on that rod there. We're both on the same side of the ski. It's still nice and stable. Beautiful. Come on. Oh, yes. That was a nice fish. Pretty sure it was my turn to hold the rod when that one. Come on. We've fished all day for this one fish. All day. Believe me, it's been a long day. Luckily the conditions have held. We came out in a 2 to 3 metre swell. Then behind me here it's nice. Not too much swell. Finally the fish are biting. Come on, Kelly. Oh, you're tiring him now, Kelly. He's a beauty. Okay, so bring him in close. What we're going to try and do is I'll try and grab the tail. You keep the weight on the hook. Okay. And we'll try and swing it back this way, and I'll grab the tail. Come here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Fish landed. Nice work, Kelly.
Thanks. That was hard work for this little baby.
Yeah.
He was a fighter.
He was.
We're going to head home now. It's just over an hour to get back, and it's going to be dark just after that. So we'll pack the gear away and head off.